In the heart of Jordan, a tale unfolded that would leave an indelible mark on the nation's collective memory. It was a story of crime, mystery, and justice that spanned years, crossing borders and challenging the very foundations of truth and perception. This is the account of how the Jordanian intelligence relentlessly pursued a criminal beyond their borders, unraveling a web of deception that would ultimately question the nature of guilt and innocence. On May 26, 1998, in the western Alujban area of Zarqa Governorate, residents noticed something unusual happening in one of their neighbors' homes. Their concerns prompted them to contact the police, setting into motion a series of events that would captivate the entire country. When officers arrived at the scene, they discovered a shocking crime: the body of a 60-year-old man, later identified as MS, lying in a pool of blood with multiple stab wounds to his chest. The circumstances surrounding this murder were peculiar, with witnesses reporting seeing a young couple visiting the victim shortly before his death. The investigation hit numerous roadblocks from the start. The victim, a solitary man who rarely interacted with his neighbors, had been found dead after what appeared to be a social visit from a young couple carrying cake and small bags. These visitors, claiming to be relatives, had left in a hurry after an hour-long visit. Despite extensive efforts, authorities couldn't identify the mysterious couple, as they had meticulously wiped away all evidence of their presence. The case seemed destined to remain unsolved until June 16, 1998. When an anonymous letter arrived at the Zarqa police headquarters. This letter contained a chilling confession. "I killed MS because he molested my son. The matter is settled for me, and I've taken my revenge. Stop looking for me, or I'll kill police officers too." While the message provided some direction, it also raised more questions than answers. The envelope bore no fingerprints, but a partial print on the paper led investigators down a path that would change everything. After 5 months of painstaking research, the fingerprint matched someone named BM, who had previously faced attempted murder charges but walked free due to insufficient evidence. As authorities dug deeper, they uncovered that BM had fled the country in September 1998, shortly after sending the letter. His journey took him from Jordan to Egypt and finally to Libya, where he believed he could escape justice. However, international cooperation between Jordanian and Libyan intelligence agencies proved otherwise. In November 1998, a Jordanian security team successfully located and apprehended BM in Libya, bringing him back to face the consequences of his alleged actions. What followed was a 2-month investigation that revealed shocking details beyond anyone's expectations. BM and his wife, S, confessed not only to MS's murder, but to a series of other crimes committed between 1994 and 1998. The media frenzy that ensued painted them as serial killers responsible for 12 murders, each more gruesome than the last. However, beneath this seemingly straightforward narrative lay layers of complexity and contradiction. The couple's story emerged through their confessions and subsequent investigations. BM and S had grown up as neighbors in Zarqa, falling in love despite their family's objections. When S was forced to marry her cousin, their relationship continued secretly, eventually leading to a clandestine marriage. Their connection to MS allegedly began when he acted as a real estate agent, helping them find meeting places. The fateful day of the murder coincided with S's birthday, which they claimed to be celebrating at MS's home. According to their confession, the murder occurred when MS allegedly attempted to assault S while BM was out buying sugar. Upon returning and witnessing the scene, BM attacked and killed MS in a fit of rage. However, inconsistencies in their story began to surface during the investigation process. While they admitted to killing MS in defense of honor, they maintained their innocence regarding the other 11 murders attributed to them. The public and media's reaction to the case created an unprecedented atmosphere of hysteria. Newspapers published graphic details and photographs of the accused, labeling them as cold-blooded killers. This intense pressure influenced both the investigation and subsequent trial proceedings. The court-appointed defense attorneys struggled against the overwhelming public opinion and the apparent completeness of the prosecution's case, despite claims of coerced confessions and procedural irregularities. The judicial system proceeded with its verdict. In December 2000, BM received the death penalty, while S was sentenced to life imprisonment. The executions followed swiftly, BM hanged and S succumbing to a stroke-induced brain hemorrhage just 1 year into her sentence. The case seemed closed, leaving the nation satisfied that justice had been served. However, the story took an unexpected turn in 2005 when another criminal, Zane, confessed to killing NN, one of the victims originally attributed to BM and Hess. His detailed account of the murder, including elements only the killer would know, cast doubt on the original convictions. Zane claimed to have used a hammer rather than a knife, contradicting the established narrative. Although Zane's confession led to his own conviction for other crimes, it opened old wounds and raised fundamental questions about the true nature of justice. The revelation sparked nationwide debates about the reliability of confessions obtained. Under pressure, the role of media in shaping public opinion, and the fallibility of even the most thorough investigations. Legal experts, journalists, and human rights advocates revisited the case files, finding numerous irregularities and inconsistencies that had been overlooked in the rush to judgment. The partial fingerprint evidence, once considered conclusive, now seemed insufficient to support such severe sentences as the years passed. The case remained a subject of controversy and speculation. Some argued that BM and S were indeed guilty of all charges, pointing to their initial confessions and the physical evidence collected. Others believed they had been wrongfully convicted, citing the lack of psychological profiles supporting serial killer behavior and the emergence of alternative suspects like Zane. The absence of torture, marks on BM during medical examinations, complicated matters further, as did his final declaration of innocence before execution. The story of BM and S serves as a cautionary tale about the complexities of justice in high-profile cases. It highlights how public pressure, media influence, and institutional procedures can sometimes converge to produce outcomes that may not reflect absolute truth. Even today, nearly 2 decades later, the case remains unresolved in many people's minds. With debates continuing about whether justice was truly served or if innocent lives were lost due to clear systemic failures, the legacy of this case extends beyond its immediate participants, influencing how Jordan approaches complex criminal investigations and trials. It has become a reference point for discussions about legal reform, the protection of defendants' rights, and the need for more sophisticated forensic techniques. While the official records state that the case is closed, the unanswered questions continue to haunt those who seek definitive answers in the pursuit of truth and justice as society moves forward. This story stands as a reminder of the delicate balance between swift justice and thorough investigation. It challenges us to consider how easily perceptions can be manipulated, how quickly public opinion can solidify around a particular narrative, and how crucial it is to maintain skepticism even in the face of seemingly overwhelming evidence. The pursuit of truth, particularly in matters of life and death, requires constant vigilance, careful examination of all available information, and a willingness to acknowledge and correct mistakes when they occur. Ultimately, the case of BM and S demonstrates that justice is not always black and white, and that even within systems designed to protect the innocent and punish the guilty, errors can occur. It underscores the importance of maintaining open-mindedness in legal proceedings, respecting the rights of all parties involved, and recognizing that our understanding of events can evolve over time as new information comes to light. As we reflect on this complex narrative, we are reminded that the search for truth is an ongoing process, one that demands patience, integrity, and a commitment to fairness above all else.